Let's look at the law of opportunity. Life gives us many opportunities. When we take advantage of these opportunities, we're successful. When we don't take advantage of them, we like to point out the unfairness of life or our bad luck. I've learned 2 major life lessons related to this law. One from personal experience and one from observation. I was born in a rural town and grew up in several rural towns. Until my early 20s, overseas was a small word that contained a large globe which I only had access to in books on geography and history. I did study German in school for 5 years, but that was not because of a burning desire to see the world. It was more a burning desire to avoid subjects such as typing, home economics or accountancy. Not in my wildest dreams did I see myself travelling or living outside of South Africa. That kind of travelling was for rich people, and I'm not from a rich background. When I completed my second master's degree, I was a lecturer. A publisher visited my office and told me she was willing to help me publish my thesis, because the topic was meaningful and there was a gap in the market. That was an opportunity which I grabbed with both hands, without thinking or hesitating, and now I have close to 20 books published. The first of these books brought in a healthy royalty check, and I used it to explore the United States for 3 weeks. A few years later, I was in a dead man's shoes situation at work, where the person more senior to me was younger than me, not planning to leave a comfortable position, and male, in a male-governed environment. I was ready to escape to another job at the first opportunity, when a psychic lady told me to stay and wait for my promotion so that I eventually could go and live in England. Of course, I already knew that you get psychics of different qualities, but the words from this one struck me and stayed with me, as if a divine finger had opened an atlas and showed me the road of my life in that moment. I was a human resource manager because that was the direction that my studies took me into. Imagine my surprise a week or 2 later when the human resources director phoned to tell me that I was moving to Cape Town, 2,000 kilometers away, into an information technology position to head up the installation of a new system. She didn't ask or offer, but told me that was what was going to happen. Normally I would have protested, but in that instance, I agreed without thinking. Even when she said I should take the weekend and consider the move. I felt that divine hand on my back, and I was ready to move in an instant. That was the law of opportunity again. When the project was implemented successfully, the company gave me the option of being demoted 2 levels or accepting redundancy. On the surface, everything they said and did was not only wrong but illegal. However, I fought for a large redundancy package and started applying for jobs in England. At the time, my total exposure to England was spending a few hours inside an airport terminal in December, waiting for a connecting flight to the United States. It was during the day, and it was dark, dreary, and wet. With only one information technology project under my belt, I got a job and a sponsor for my work permit, and I went. This opened the door to a career that I would never have considered and that I've thoroughly enjoyed. I've also observed the effect of avoiding or pushing back on opportunities. A young man received one opportunity after another for over 2 decades, and all these opportunities pointed in one direction career-wise. He either didn't accept them for various reasons that he conjured up to close those doors, or he accepted the opportunities half-heartedly and chose to push back at every step. He is now a dissatisfied, disillusioned, middle-aged man who blames everyone and everything for being against him, while he still fights against these opportunities. It is painful to watch this. The industrial era from the previous century brought in job descriptions so that people could box themselves into the confines of a job. And that utterly destructive sentence, "It's not in my job description," was born. That sentence has been used by so many people to kill off so many opportunities. And the result has been that people ended a lifetime of work, not feeling any satisfaction, but filled with envy and complaints about the unfairness of life. Sometimes huge opportunities come from simple things, such as someone asking you a favor, or you are asked at work to do something that's outside of your comfort zone. Whatever you embrace with love and energy will pay off. Ignore the law of opportunity at your peril. If you accept these opportunities that come your way, not only will you grow and be challenged and be happy, but you will look back on your life with gratitude and with no regrets. I've also learned that yes, there are the laws of creation and manifestation, and they are powerful and useful. But the law of opportunity is not something you can force or shape to point your way. For many years, I wanted to have a full-time spiritual practice. I went through a phase of leaving my job and networking like a mad marketer and advertising my services, only to be disappointed at the results. I eventually realized that whatever job I am in is the current stage that I share with actors that help me learn about spirituality. To me, that meant I could embrace my spiritual work as well as my daily job and have the best of both worlds. In my daily job, I learned skills and made observations that I used to take my spiritual work a step higher. I'm now at a stage where the spiritual work is taking up more and more time, and I now understand that I'm getting ready to spend all my time on my spiritual work. I cannot wait for the opportunities. Here's a question for you. What opportunities have you missed or declined when you should have taken them? What opportunities have you embraced, and what was the impact on your life?